It's a bright sunny day, and here I am with another book. It's Basics of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Prabhupada, the guy from ISKCON, the founder of ISKCON. So this year I'm trying to post more videos because strangely a few of my viewers very close to me as well, they have pointed out that that my frequency of posting videos is like I seldomly do it. Like in past 2 years I have posted like 4 or 5 maybe book reviews, and yes, I agree to the fault, and it's basically because I'm not into that posting more frequently, and I am not into definitely making more into generating more content. But yes, I have taken heed of it, and I will try my best this time to post more videos. I don't know how many books I will read today, and I'll just let me sip my hot coffee because it's a very after some harsh shivering days. This is the first time in 2023 that a bright sunny day has come up, so it's good to have some coffee today. So yeah, coming back to the point, I will try my best to read more books this time, and post as I read, and as I finish them I'll definitely post the reviews as well. But to increase the frequency, I believe just reading and reviewing books won't be sufficient. So what I'm doing now is I'll try to make videos when I start a book, and in between as well. Like if I find something interesting to discuss about the book or the writer or something, I'll try to make these videos and publish them, so that at least the frequency improves, and maybe if someone who wishes to listen to my this beautiful voice, so they will get to listen to it more. So coming to this, fulfilling my promise, this book, Basics of Bhagavad Gita, it was gifted to me on 8th of September. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick it up because the Crime and Punishment, the book I was reading at that time, and since September, like September, October, November, December, and it took me 4 months to complete that Crime and Punishment book, and it wasn't. It was a horrible time for me to read. It wasn't very nice. Sometimes the book was. I was lethargic. I didn't find the story interesting. I myself am not a very drama or emotions kind of reading. I don't like to do that kind of reading. I'm more into. Let me give you a rear view of this park. It's a very nice park in Noida. It's called Biodiversity Park, and it's a very nice park. So this is a nice place to spend evenings here, even days as well. I mean, in winters definitely the afternoon is good, but in summers I used to spend a lot of time here in the evening. It's very nice. I come to morning walks in the morning here, and it's a very nice place. So again, this year I'll try to post more. I'll try to read more. I'll try to post more, and I will also accept reading suggestions if you can give me any one of. I mean, you just post them in comments, and I'll try to accommodate it with my own reading list. Like I already have a backlog of 4 to 5 books from 2022. So I don't know how much time I will take to consider your suggestion, but definitely I'll accept them, and they will be in the queue. And as soon as I keep finishing books, I'll start reading them. Why? Okay, it's a little bit of intro to this book. Bhagavad Gita, I have read Bhagavad Gita, the Hindi version of it. I don't know Sanskrit, so I can't read the original text. This one is more of basics, a thematic study of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Prabhupada, and you must be knowing that ISKCON is very much into Shri Krishna and Bhagwan Krishna, and Gita itself. So they have a lot of text written on Bhagavad Gita, on understanding Bhagavad Gita and how you should read it and what you should get from it and how to understand it, how to implement the core concepts of Bhagavad Gita into your day-to-day life. So I am expecting this book to be an interesting read. I would like to see what Sri Prabhupada have been telling people all along, because I am not a member of ISKCON. I have visited their temples, but I am not a member of ISKCON. So it will be a nice read. It's just 248 pages, and I have already I'm already at page 17. And the core concept from what I get is like the Prabhupada, Sri Prabhupada, he says that you should read Bhagavad Gita as it is. You should not metaphorize it. You should not think that it is some supernatural level or something. You should think that Sri Krishna was the God, and what he said is as simple as you say that I need to drink water, and you go ahead and get a glass of water and drink it. So that is as simple. I mean, the most straightforward explanation of any text is what ISKCON promotes. So let's see. It is going to be a really interesting read, because Bhagavad Gita definitely has very I would say very complicated topics. It caters a lot of topics, and it gives a very simple answer to a lot of complicated things. And hopefully I will see what Sri Prabhupada has to say about it. I have read Gita before, the Hindi version of it, so I have my own interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. But let me see this what the ISKCON teaches, and hopefully it will be a really enlightening thing for me as well. This book has definitely got some really nice drawings. If I may show you, you see this. Look at this drawing. Look at this. These are beautiful colored paintings. I mean, so just for the paintings, I would like to read it. And obviously, Gita has been my favorite books. I have read Gita way before, when my mother died. After she died, I read this book. Then sometimes you get what is being said. Sometimes you see you don't have the exact analogy or exact way to understand what is being said there. But over the period of time, like I first read Gita like 10 years back, and then I reread it again, not in full but in parts. And each time, as my experiences grew in life, the meaning became more clearer. Earlier, everything was in context of my work, my life, my professional life, like how do I do my job and what should I, because I was more inclined towards my professional life at that time when my mother was ill. And definitely I didn't had my own family at that time. So I read Gita in more of a context, when what to do with your bosses, with your colleagues, when you are faced with a dilemma, or when there is some confusion in your mind about something. So when I read it again after like 2 years back, when my father unfortunately fell ill of the same illness that my mother was suffering from, and when I lost my father as well, I read it again. And this time, the meaning and the situations where I thought I could implement the teachings of Gita were totally different. I mean, the whole consciousness level of me understanding Bhagavad Gita was different. And that's because I have grown in my life as well. I have faced different difficulties. I have had a family. I now have a family. So the whole concept of everything, any question that Arjun asks to Krishna, I could actually see what was the dilemma going on in the mind of Arjun. So with that insight and in my consciousness, I would see what Prabhupada says about Bhagavad Gita, and I will figure it out. And I'm hoping to finish this up in like January itself. So hopefully I will pick up more pace this year. I'll try to read at least 10 books, but even if I can't make it, I'll still do around 7. And yeah, it's getting lengthier now, 10 minutes. So I would really appreciate if anyone who watches this video, suggest me some reading and suggest me any kind of literature that you would expect. I personally like to read science fiction and Indian literature, not the Hindi literature of these Nirala and all these writers, but yeah, and the older literature, the earlier texts of India. I am planning to read all the Upanishads, Ved, and any related text. But for that, I would like to learn Sanskrit first, because reading a translation is like reading someone, like asking, like you know the source, but you can't talk to that source. You go to a translator and ask, and maybe the translator is not doing a fairly good job, and I don't know. So it is better to read the text in the language it is written, because you get to know what is being said to you. So in my future, I would like to read all the Indian text, all the philosophy text that is being written in India, and hopefully, and beside that, I will also like to continue my science fiction reading as well. And for that, I am asking comments and suggestion. Just recommend me any books. I'll read it, and if you find something to discuss with me, I'm open to it. I mean, you post it in comments, and I'll see what I can. If you find something to ask about in the books that I have read, I will most openly take those comments and reply to you as well. So thank you for holding for this long, at least 12 minutes now. It's 12 minutes now, this video, and I'd like to see you in comment section. Thank you.